The design vision for Farringdon Station is passenger focused, but in addition, it celebrates the industrial heritage of metalworking, jewelry making, and fine metalworks that was prevalent in the Farringdon, Smithfield, and Clerkenwell area of London. In order to look at the local elements that define the design, one has to take a step back. The challenge that Crossrail set was for the platform area to have a common theme so that when you go from one station to the other, the same theme recurs. However, when you come up above ground, the objective is to have something of the local area expressed in the ticket halls. Some of the influences in the Eastern Ticket Hall include the adjoining Barbican estate with its concrete and its brutalist style architecture, and the nearby Smithfield Market. In the West Ticket Hall, those design influences include the diamond, which is a primary commodity in the area. London's diamond quarter is just up the road. The key challenge for us in designing the two ticket halls is intuitive wayfinding. In the West Ticket Hall, this was achieved using concepts, if you want, like exaggerated perspective, an interplay of natural and artificial lighting. The adjoining pre-existing Thameslink Ticket Hall has a stop lit with daylight, whereas the interchange bits that we designed sits right underneath a building. So it became therefore necessary to make some effort in ensuring that the artificial lighting is counterbalanced by the natural light. And then as people walk through, what we try to do is to ensure that you could see the next objective. Usually it's the next escalator taking you onward in your journey, all moving through the space without needing to rely on signage. So signage just becomes something that assures rather than informs. In the Eastern Ticket Hall, again, there's a play with lighting. The Eastern Ticket Hall, unlike the West, enjoys a lot of daylight. Even on a grey day, there is still a lot of daylight. The Eastern Ticket Hall also makes use of perspective in the coffered ceiling, so drawing one's eye in. It's got a very small footprint, and you can easily see where the next objective is. The two ceilings are part of an environment, and within that environment we had to ensure that we made the accessibility to services, technical elements in the station, and many other components as accessible as possible to the maintainer, which then freed up an opportunity for the designer for us to express the architecture and engineering in the ceiling. The West Ticket Hall has a sloping ceiling with diamond-shaped elements on it. We didn't simply overlay these diamond shapes just because Hatton Garden is up the road. If one were to look at the alignment of the Thameslink and look at the alignment of Elizabeth line, and then play with the geometry, mirroring lines and so on, we end up with a trapezoidal shape. The ability to then overlay a diamond motif on that became natural rather than something that was simply plastered on. We sloped the soffit to manage the scale from the street level ticket hall and passenger experience down to the escalator portal leading down to the platform. So the raking soffit does help us manage the scale. The materials we used in the ticket halls varied ever so slightly. The common ones though, champagne-colored stainless steel, which generally was used to house or disguise acoustic absorbent material. We used concrete for the ceilings themselves. In the West Ticket Hall, we've got what we call the upper apse and the lower apse. In the upper apse, we've got precast concrete units. We've got a hybrid of precast and in situ concrete in the lower apse. This is the zone just before the escalators. And we've got terrazzo, or rather, shall I say, granazzo flooring, which is common everywhere. In the East Ticket Hall, we have Yorkstone paving on the flooring because the objective at the East Ticket Hall is to have it as open as possible, almost an extension of the external area. So we've brought in Yorkstone paving, which is the commonly used paving stone of the City of London. At Farringdon Station, we've got London Underground, we've got the Thameslink services, and we now have the Elizabeth line. The interchange with the Thameslink is integral to the design of the West Ticket Hall. In that we unzipped a pre-existing wall and introduced stairs and escalators to allow both the Elizabeth line and Thameslink passengers to interchange. The public realm features paving, seats as appropriate, benches, landscaping, bike stands, and bollards, keeping people safe. The objective being that the public realm becomes part of the journey into the station, or for arriving passengers, part of the onward experience as they leave the station. In addition to that, the public realm features legible London signs, making it easy for people to get to not just the other station entrance, but to their other objectives around the area. Over the Eastern Ticket Hall and the Western Ticket Hall, there are both office buildings. The OSD, in each case, completes the station, so we don't end up with a lump of concrete, if you want, defining the end of the station with nothing above it. The public realm contributes to the perception of safety as people arrive at the station or approach the station, depending on whether they are coming or going. Specifically, starting with the East Ticket Hall, the OSD features colored cladding elements, which if you walk round the block in an anti-clockwise fashion, you see a coloring system on the southern end, which faces onto Charterhouse Square. There are lots of greens there, and then blues and other colors where the building faces the market building. The Western Ticket Hall OSD does similar in that along the pedestrianized Cowcross Street, they make use of a lot of deep purple, which is a color picked up from the heritage London Underground station. We've seen trains arrive and stop as part of the trial operations. We've seen the doors between the station and the train open in sync. But the station won't come to life until we get the passengers. When people start to enter the station, that's when life gets into the station. And that's really what I'm looking forward to, when the station comes alive.